When I was representing Madagascar, people were like, oh wow, that's so cool, maybe we should do the same.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Kane.
And I'm Danny Arovich.
Together, we're your hosts for Making It to Milan.
Let's jump in. Please join me in welcoming Olympic alpine skier Mia Leitiana Clerc. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we are so excited to get to talk to you about your athletic journey. But we wanted to start with some very quick rapid fire questions so people can get to know you. First thing that comes to mind when you hear Milan 2026.
Pizza and a lot of good food, And also in 2021, I wanted to compete at the Ski World Championships, I got injured in January this same year. So I missed this opportunity to race there, but I really wanted to go there. Now it's a really good opportunity for me to go there and to represent my country again.
Who is one of your favorite women athletes who will be competing in Milano Cortina besides yourself, and why?
Michaela Schifrin, because she's the GOAT for sure, skiing perfectly every time, and she's really kind athlete. But I will say that I'm really sad that I won't see Federica Brignone, because she's an Italian girl and she's really nice as well, and she got injured last season, so we don't know about her season for the moment. But I will also cheer for the French girls, because I know some of them and I'm living in France. I want to support them as well, and they are really, really cool. And I'm gonna cheer for Marion Chevrier, Kathleen McFarlane, if they are going there for sure.
Is there a TV show you're watching right now to turn off your brain?
I'm watching Stranger Things. I was watching with my boyfriend, and I'm watching sometimes, but just alone, Emily in Paris. The American vibe in France,
Mia in France, Emily in Paris. One word to describe your current training block.
Patience.
Patience?
Yeah, because
that's a good word.
It's not only for this season, but also since I got injured, it was really hard. It's a really long way until you come back from your injury. And when you come back on skis, it's really hard to stay calm, to stay positive.
I like that word, patience. I need that as a reminder for myself in my own training most of the time. What is the first thing you will eat or drink after the Olympic Games to celebrate?
Champagne, or I really like spritz, Saint-Germain. I don't know if you tried it already, but I really love it.
Yes, agreed. We'll drink one together.
Yeah, I hope so.
What would you say is the hardest part about being an Olympian that no one gets to see?
All the trainings you have to do and all this part that you are facing, but it's more mentally and physically. We are training during summer, during winter, and it's a lot of hard work. We have to face the really cold temperatures and also early wake-ups, and it's really hard mentally, and just being ambitious every day and focused.
So you started skiing at a very young age, and you've been doing it now for many years, but what initially made you love skiing?
When I started skiing, I hated it. It was really hard. I didn't like it. But then someone told my dad that I was not so bad. I started competing, and I joined the club. I remember on the first trainings, we were like going to the restaurant during the season, and between two runs, we were like eating some twisted fries and drinking hot chocolates. I was so happy about doing this that I really wanted to continue because of this.
The snacks brought you back.
Also, I really liked that on every races and trainings, our parents were here to watch us. It was really cool to have our parents around us.
That's beautiful. Becomes an Olympian because she absolutely loved the hot chocolate and fries. And you were really young at your first Olympic Games, only 16 years old. So do you think your age impacted how other people might have seen you or cheered for you?
There's not a lot of young people going to the Olympics for sure. When I was representing Madagascar, people were like, oh wow, that's so cool, maybe we should do the same. I know a lot of people who are the same age as me, and they were not representing their country, before. I mean, they were representing France or Switzerland, Austria. And then today they're representing all their small nations. And I feel like I was kind of part of this, like of this decision. Now they are with me at the Olympics and we're all friends together and supporting all each other.
Beautiful. And how did you feel going to the Olympics at 16? Were you nervous? Were you excited? That's a lot for a 16-year-old to go through. The Olympics and Paralympic Games, I do feel like outside of actually the competition, are an emotional experience. It's a very unique experience. It's like going to this weird adult summer camp for 2 weeks where you're staying in dorms and you're meeting new people, but you feel a lot of the gravity of what you're about to do and how many people in the world are watching. So how did you handle that at just 16 years old?
I was so young that I didn't really realize what was happening at this moment because I knew, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months before that I could represent Madagascar, and my father was like, oh, you can represent Madagascar if you want to. So I was like, okay, so let's go, because it was really difficult to join the French team, and and I didn't have the same opportunities with them. So I took the chance, and then my dad was like, oh, you can make some points, and then we will go to the Olympics. And I was like, okay, why not? But I didn't realize. And then
Sounds so simple.
yeah, really, I was like, okay, why not? Maybe that's cool. But then we went there, and at the opening ceremony, I realized how big it was, because I saw all those people. Wow, I was like, wow, that's really amazing. That's really impressive. Yeah, I was really stressed, really excited at the same time. So I really wanted to enjoy. My father was really, really happy to be here.
Oh, and he got to attend with you?
Yes, he was there with me, but I mean, I was the flag bearer, and he was just behind me, and he was so happy with the GoPro trying to make some movie, but it was horrible because I watched the movie and it was horrible.
He was a proud father trying his best and get you social media content, and then it was unusable. You're the first woman to represent Madagascar in the Winter Games. That's monumental. That is history. What does that mean to you? You, as you said, took made the decision to not try to go to compete for France, which is where you spent a lot of your childhood and grew up, and compete for your birth country of Madagascar, and you're the first to do so. That's a huge accomplishment.
It's really cool to have this in my life. Before I started to compete for Madagascar, I wanted to join the French team, but it was like really, really difficult. They were always like pushing me away, like, no, she can't join the team, or maybe she should do better at the next race. And I was doing better, but they were still choosing for the other girls, so I gave up. Now that I'm representing Madagascar, I can see that, it's a really important thing to do. And I just want to be proud of me, proud of my country as well, even though that they don't really know about alpine skiing. I want them to know more about this sport. If some Malagasy girl living in Europe, I don't know, or maybe somewhere else, are watching some alpine skiing, I want them to know that it's really cool and that I'm waiting for them maybe to have some company.
Well, you are doing an excellent job showcasing your efforts to the world representing Madagascar, and hopefully you will continue to inspire the next generation. And I think this is really cool and unique because, as a small nation competing in the Winter Games, and a nation that doesn't come from winter sports, what is that like when you're at a competition and you see a nation like Norway or Austria, or all these places that have winter very present in their lives, and they have a plethora of winter athletes and a lot of competition to make their teams, and obviously a lot of financial support as well from their nations. What does that feel like as someone representing a small nation and being very, solo, not having a large team around you at those races?
For some athletes that I know who are representing a small nation, it's like complicated for them because, they don't have a lot of support from their family or the federation. But also we have to look for some sponsors. If you don't have a lot of good results behind, or, it's really difficult to continue. But for me, it was, the last years, it was really, really easy because my parents are supporting me a lot, and I will always be grateful for this. And also I have a lot of sponsors who are helping a lot. Sometimes between small nations, we have to cooperate, try to train together, or, and sometimes it's really, not easy, but less expensive. It's cheaper for us. And next to the big nations, sometimes we feel like really, really small.
I know someone in the cross-country ski world for the Olympic side. He's qualified to spot the first cross-country spot for South Africa. And he has posted a lot of social media content showing what it's like to show up to a World Cup as a small nation like him. And there's an athlete from Mexico and an athlete from another small nation. And they show up with 2 pairs of skis for cross-country. And they share a wax tech amongst the small nations. And then they look at the Norwegian team and they have 20 pairs of skis per an athlete, and they have a wax tech a person. And it's just such a difference in experience, and it makes him and probably those other athletes sometimes feel at a disadvantage because they don't have all of that support. Do you ever feel yourself getting frustrated maybe with the lack of support when it comes to being a small nation?
Most of the time, no. But when I was in Lévis, in November, it was like really icy conditions and I didn't have a lot of pair of skis. When I saw all the girls with, like, as you said, like maybe not 10, but not 20, but maybe 10 pair of skis, I saw that, it's like really easy for them to train and to race. But for us, like, it's like we have a lot of problems every time.
It's an added layer of challenge, honestly, for you and many athletes from small nations, non-winter nations. In general, I think, winter sport, and when we look at the Winter Olympics and Paralympics, are lacking diversity a lot. It is traditionally a very male, white, able-bodied profession in winter sports. And so how can we encourage more diversity?
The only thing that I know is that with all this experience, I know that I met a lot of people. I travel a lot, so that's really cool, and it really makes me happy to be at the middle of this. Like, you're in the village, and you know that in the next building, that there is some people doing some other sports, and that they are understanding what you're living, because they are living in the cold or going to train every day on ice or something like this. And it's really cool to watch. They are really professional. And I think they should kind of create some activities we can all do together during the Olympics or something like this. I don't know, but if we have time.
Some icebreaker activities across the different sports. Well, you are also very unique in our conversations we're having with female athletes coming up to the games, because you already know that you're qualified for Milano Cortina 2026. And so congratulations on that. And what are you doing to prepare right now? What is your training like, and how are you feeling about the upcoming games?
For the moment, we are about to train a lot and also have to race. I would like to have a better bib for the Olympics, but if not, then it's fine, because I really want to enjoy and to be happy, because it's a passion, and we have to spend a lot of hours on skis outside. So sometimes it's a bit hard to stay happy. The important thing for me is really to enjoy and to find positive things every day.
How do you stay grounded and calm when you do get really stressed leading into a competition? Do you have any tools or tactics that have helped you out?
It's been so many years that I'm skiing, but I still didn't find any way to stay calm. Sometimes I want to stay in a room alone, and I just need to chill, because sometimes I just can't stand being around a lot of people. And sometimes I really need to stay with people and talk a lot because like this you can just not think about the race. Sometimes I don't know, I need to play cards. Sometimes I need to listen some music. Sometimes I want to watch the race if it's like easy or if there is something in the course or something like this. Yeah, it really depends. And sometimes I just need to see my boyfriend.
I totally understand that. I think it's so hard to know where your emotions will be at after a race, leading into a race. And so you have to have a loose structure where you know things that can help you, but you're not so rigid that you can't divert if the emotions one day require you to do something else. Like you said, some days, you really want to talk to someone and vent about it. And then other days, you don't want to speak to anyone about it. You hate everyone. You don't want to see anyone. I totally get that. And I think so many athletes experience that too. And I know often, you're a one-woman show on the road. And I think that's been, for me, one of the more interesting parts about being in an individual sport like cross-country skiing, but then still being in a larger team environment, is then knowing what your teammates need on their rough days or their good days. Like some people, even if, they win the race, they're still pissed and don't want to talk to anyone. So you have to learn how to gauge the other's reactions so you can show up as a good teammate. So that's something I think so many athletes experience. Speaking of support systems, we have a special guest with us here today, Mia's boyfriend. Mia, can you introduce your boyfriend?
So this is my boyfriend. He's Brieux. It's a special name from Bretagne. And we have been together for almost 2 years.
Beautiful. So how does he support you when you've had a tough training day?
Tout simplement en essayant d'être présent malgré le fait qu'il y ait de la distance et surtout par téléphone.
He's trying to support me a lot physically and also mentally because until now we were how do you say, really far from each other, and I'm traveling a lot and he's trying to support me when we are always on the phone because, we don't have a lot of opportunity to spend some time together. So, he's trying his best then.
How will it feel to watch Mia compete at the Olympic Games in Italy this spring?
Je suis très, très fier d'elle.
He's really, really proud of me.
Will you be the loudest cheering in the crowds of Milan?
Of course.
How would you want to celebrate with Mia after her races?
With a bottle of champagne.
Yes!
For sure, it will be that because there will be my boyfriend, my father, my mother, all my family will be here and there will be so now we have to party and...
Well, a bottle of champagne to celebrate and lots of loud cheers. So thank you so much for hopping on with us. And, to wrap up, we're so excited to watch you in Cortina. It's going to be phenomenal. And hopefully we'll get to see you 4 years later in your second home of France in the French Alps. But if someone's watching you this upcoming winter, learning about you, listening to this, hearing about your story, what do you hope they take from your athletic career?
Most of the time we're thinking about something we want to do or we want to experience, but we're not doing it at all or maybe later or something like this. Just do it now. You should not live with regrets. Life is really short, but also we have a lot of time. So we never know if we have to enjoy now or if we have to say, we have a lot of time, so we should wait for a few years, the patience part. But just do what you want to do today.
I love that. Take a chance. Do it now. Because I think so much of the world is waiting for a right moment, waiting for, timing to be right in something, whether it's a career change or in sports. If they don't do it soon, they'll probably never do it. And so acting upon that intuition to go after that thing, even if, you don't feel deserving or worthy, or like you're in the right place of life. You never know. And it also turns out if you do something every day, you get better at it every day, which is a really cool process to get to witness. You have to be bad at something to get good at it.
Yes, because most of the time we're trying something and then we're like, oh no, it was so bad. I didn't like it. Then you stop and that's it.
You are inspiring, hopefully, the next generation of young alpine skiers from small nations. And you are headed to your third Olympic Games. And we at Flame Bearers and Cultured are so excited to watch you compete, follow your journey. And we really appreciate you taking time to share about your background in skiing and hopefully get more athletes from small nations to show up in these winter sports, because I think it's going to be great for everyone involved and for the sports and the growth and the inclusion piece that we need more of in winter sports. So thank you for being a leader in this.
And thank you for your attention.
Thank you for tuning into Flame Bearers Making It to Milan.
If you like what you heard, please like, follow, and subscribe to Flame Bearers on YouTube and anywhere you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay tuned as we bring you more behind-the-scenes stories of women athletes around the world training for the competition of a lifetime. See you next time on Making It to Milan.